Hello everyone, this is Visual Novel Gamer here, and I am back with Katawa Shoujo. Last time, we figured out we're completely on Emmy's route because we had that nice little video. And yeah, we're committing ourselves more to running now to get even healthier. And we slept on the bleachers last night. So let's get started in this. Now, come on, Hissa, we got work to do. I don't actually know if I'm up for this today, to be honest. I mean, I obviously didn't get much sleep, and what sleep I got was on the bleachers. Oh no. Should I really be running? Emmy glares at me. Good heavens. What are you talking about? Of course you should be running. How else do you expect to work out the kinks? You've been sleeping on the bleachers for heaven's sake. The best way to get the soreness out is to run around a little. Now stop hiding in the bleachers and get down here. There's no arguing that. I'm pretty sure she'll kill me if I didn't do as she said. I got to my feet and hopped down to the track. The sun is warming things up rather nicely, I think. Emmy and I begin to stretch out, and I find myself once again hard-pressed not to stare. If this is how I have to wake up every day, I might be able to get used to this. Hisau's my guy, I've been telling you this. You know, Hisao, it's not polite to stare. Never mind, he got caught. I wasn't staring, I swear. Emmy raises an eyebrow and considers me for a minute, as if evaluating my response. There's a brief moment where I'm afraid for my life. Exactly like you should be. She's a little demon. But then she smiles again and laughs, shaking her head slowly. Honestly, you didn't have to deny it so strenuously. In response, I clap my hands together and go for a change of subject. So, that's enough stretching, right? Emmy gives a casual shrug. Do you feel stretched? That's really how you tell. Well, I do feel up to the run, if that's what she means. Yeah, I feel ready to go. Same as yesterday, okay? We'll just run for 1 mile at a steady pace. Don't worry about going really fast, just worry about keeping the pace, got it? You're the boss. Emmy grins again, and we take off around the track. Dot 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 dot. I think we're gonna die. We're not even done with the first lap, and my legs are on fire. My breath is coming in ragged gasp. I can feel sweat pouring down my brow, and we only just now rounded the second turn. Come on, Isao, you got 3 more laps to go. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I think I might hurl. Somehow we're on the second lap. Emmy's not even sweating. How could she do this so effortlessly? For some reason, I'm still moving. She's like a machine. Third lap. What happened to the second? Almost there, Hisao. Liar. We got another 2. Nothing to be nothing to be done. I can't do this. Emmy whirls around and begins running backwards. Her face is a mask of anger. That surprised me. Never say that. If you say that, you have already lost. Keep moving. If you're alive, you keep moving, damn it. Whoa, language. We're on our 4th lap now. She really seems to want me to keep going. Legs, move, move, move. They feel so sluggish. I'm in mud. Or moss or tar. I can't go on. I'll go on. Final strike, Hisao. Give it all you got. I pump my legs as fast as they go. They keep refusing to obey my commands. Somehow I keep moving. Somehow I finish. That's it, Hisao. I knew you had it in you. The anger Emmy showed a lap ago is gone, replaced with pride. She's positively radiant, like she just won the gold medal or something. I straggle stagger to a stop and fall to my hands and knees, gasping for air. My heart is pounding far harder than it has in a long time. I don't think it's done this since. Oh God. Please slow down, heart. Just slow down. Stop racing. I cough and for some reason feel a grin across my face. So this is how I die, huh? Trying to stay healthy. That's irony right there. That's what that is. How ironic. Exactly what I'm saying. His how he reads me like a book. I'm all ready to give up right there. But then I feel my heart slow down. Two hands grab under my arms and tug upwards. I look up to see Aunt Emmy standing over me with a mixture of delight and worry. On your feet. Come on, you never catch your breath that way. Somehow I manage to stand. I try to raise my arms above my head, but they feel like lead. I start to walk around the track while Emmy keeps close to me, like she's afraid I'll fall over or something. She might not be far off. I feel terrible and say so. Emmy laughs. But you finished, didn't you? You said you couldn't, but you did. Isn't that worth it? I'm not sure, and I don't really have the breath to say so. But that small grin I felt on my face earlier hasn't left. So what if my heart is weak? I still survived this morning. Maybe I'll survive tomorrow, too. As soon as it becomes apparent that I'm not going to suddenly kill over, Emmy takes off on her sprints. I don't know how the hell she can manage to sprint after running a mile, but I guess she's in much better shape than me. Once again, as I walk around the track, I can't help watching Emmy sprint. It's weird, but she's like a different person when she pushes herself. Last time I noticed her eyes, but this time it's her mouth that catches my attention. She's not wearing her normal grin. She's still smiling, but there's a tightness to it. It's almost grim, like she's fighting a losing battle, but doesn't care. She seems to be running harder like she did yesterday. Sweat has started to pour down her face, but she keeps going. Her mouth finally opens as she can no longer get enough air through her nose. As she passes me once more, legs pumping, arms swinging in time. Her lips slightly parted. She looks beautiful. After we're both taken some laps around the track to cool down, Emmy changes back to her usual self. That transformation I saw in her is gone. Not bad today, Hisao. There, almost admiration in her voice. What do you mean? I would have stopped if you haven't yelled at me. Emmy colors a little, seeming embarrassed about her outburst. Sorry about that. I just can't stand to see people give up. Especially about something like this. Saying I can't go on is silly when you're honestly going on while you're saying it. That's what this is all about. What, saying silly things? Emmy sticks out her tongue at me. Idiot, I mean showing that you're alive. Showing I'm alive, huh? I didn't know it had to be so painful. But it does feel pretty good despite that. Besides, this is one of the hardest days. What do you mean? Whenever you start a workout, it's difficult the first day, really hard the second day, and then the third day is easier. You still get days that are really hard, but they'll pop up less and less. So this will eventually get really easy, huh? Yeah, of course. But then you have to increase the difficulty, or you never get ahead. You just get complacent, and you'll lose the sense of accomplishment. So I have to run more than just 4 laps, huh? Yep, but not for a while. You have to be careful, you know. A thought strokes Emmy and her face lights up. Got it. Got what? You can come with me to see the nurse. That way you won't fall over dead or anything. How charming. When? Right now, of course. You need a shower and everything, right? We don't have that much time then. Grabbing my hand, she's pulling She's off, pulling me along with her. I don't think my guy has any complaints, though. My goodness, but aren't you in a hurry today, aren't you, Emmy? I have no idea how we got to the nurse's office so fast, but here we are. The nurse grins at Emmy and seems to completely ignore me. You got plenty of time to take a shower and get to class, you know. There's no need to run through the hallways like that. I could hear you coming a mile away. Somehow, it doesn't seem like he's actually scolding Emmy at all. It's like this sort of routine between them. It's like this is a sort of routine between the two of them. Emmy does a passable imitation of remorse. I'm sorry, I won't ever do it again. The nurse and Emmy both laugh at some private joke. Suddenly, it seems that he notices me. Ah, hello, Hisao. What brings you here today? Well, Hisao officially joined me on my morning runs. I started to explain, but Emmy cuts me off. I thought he might need to visit you, so that he doesn't die or anything. The nurse raises his eyebrow in mock horror. Yes, that would certainly put me out of the job fast, wouldn't it? Well then, Hisao, let's have a look at you. Lift up your shirt, would you? I'm suddenly very conscious of the fact that Emmy's in the room with me, and blush in spite of myself. The nurse seems to sense my discomfort, but it only seems to amuse him. A bit shy, are we? He makes an apologetic bow to Emmy. Sorry, Emmy, I tried to get you a free show, but it doesn't seem to have worked. Emmy shifts slightly and fires a look of annoyance at him. You're an asshole. Emmy bows to me apologetic. I'll wait outside, okay, Hisao? I begin to stammer that it's not really a big deal, she doesn't have to leave, but she's already out the door. The nurse is laughing as he watches her go. Still got it, ha! I don't follow. He laughs again like he's in on some joke that's over my head. I can still get her flustered. It's a competition of sorts we had going on for a while now. That sounds incredibly sinister to me. And it seems if the nurse realized that too. That sounded a lot worse than it actually is, come to think of it. I wasn't going to say anything. No, you're right. I should fill you in so that you don't get the wrong idea. I'm actually relatively new here, you see. I got hired on the same year Emmy started going here. Before that, I worked with Emmy during her initial rehab following her accident. Hold on, what? We had to amputate her legs after a really nasty car wreck and nearly killed her and succeeded. He shuts up abruptly. I blink at receiving this unexpected piece of news. Well, that's not my place to say. Anyway, we know each other for quite a while. So we have a slightly more familiar relationship than is strictly professional. He seems embarrassed, like he's done something stupid. I guess he's really worried about that. I wave a hand to let him know it's no big deal. Don't worry, sir. I promise I'm going to be discreet. I had been wondering at what caused Emmy to lose her legs, and that was one of the scenarios I thought of. There were only so many ways that could happen, but actually hearing about the facts, it's still a little shocking. Well, thanks. You're a good kid, Hisao. I can see why Emmy became friends with you. She's quite denominative, you know? What do you mean? You didn't see her learning to walk. She'll go for so much longer than the others in the hospital. She refused to quit. Normally, it takes years to get to the point where you can even think about running again. Emmy did it all in about a year. He almost seems proud of her, like a father who watches his daughter win a competition or something. Hell, she'll probably have done it faster if not for the fact that we wouldn't let her. Wouldn't let her? Why not? Because she'll go for so long that her legs will start bleeding, where they meet her prosthetics. It's a real concern. It's why she comes by every day after she runs. To say nothing of the risk of infection of her legs get cut up and her prosthetics are dirty. But enough about that. If we don't get you on your way soon, Emmy will think we're up to something. As he says this, he gives me a wink and begins checking my heartbeat. The stethoscope is way too cold. He really should have heated it up with something before he used it. After a few minutes, he leans back satisfied. Well, you sound pretty good to me as hell. You didn't have any chest pains while you were running, did you? No, not really. I had some trouble catching my breath, though, and my heart was racing by the end, too. The nurse frowns as I says this, but then shrugs. It's probably just because you're out of shape, but if you don't improve, then you should let me know, okay? Don't push yourself too much, and of course, if you have any chest pains, come to me immediately, right? I put my shirt back on, and the nurse leans out the doorway to call in Emmy. What took you so long? Now I'm going to be late. The nurse gives me a satisfied look. I was just seducing Hisao, that's all. What? Come on, what have I told you about seducing my friends? I expected Emmy to be shocked by this, but instead she seems mildly annoyed, scolding the nurse as if he were a child stealing cookies. Meanwhile, I try hard not to blush at the nurse. In a nuba? I'll try not to do it again, though I feel young Hisao may be lost to the female gender forever. Not freaking likely. Come on, Hisao, they're playing. They're making jokes. You're not supposed to say that. Not freaking likely. And they both look at me like that. I didn't mean to say that out loud, but both the nurse and Emmy regarded me for a moment before bursting into laughter again. Told you he was funny, didn't I? I guess Emmy does talk to the nurse about a lot of stuff. Well, Hisao, you should probably get moving. You still need a shower before class starts, don't you? Crap, he's got a point, and it looks like I only got a half hour. Thank you for your time. I'll see you later, Emmy. I dash out of the room as the nurse begins to remove Emmy's prosthetics. As I head down the hallway, I could just barely hear his voice drifting after me. Emmy, you got to be more careful. I make it back to my room and shower in record time. It occurs to me that I have already been up for 4 hours and class hasn't even started yet. This is going to be a really, really long day. I hope I don't fall asleep in class. $10 says he does. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. The morning sunlight steaming through my window wakes me up instead of my alarm, and I realize that it must be Sunday. Emmy has kindly didn't get to give me weekends off from our morning runs. I don't actually know if I woke up at all yesterday, or if I just slept through the entire day. My legs groan in protest as I level myself out of bed. All this running has really taken it out of me. Still, I can't deny that Emmy wasn't lying to me. It has gotten a little easier. I've been worried that the runs would start to wear on my nerves, but thus far, I haven't minded them that much. Well, it's only been a week. I suppose there's plenty of time for me to start dreading the sound of my alarm in the morning. Not that I could ever skip out now. As Emmy said, it's harder to stop a routine when there's another person. And frankly, I don't think I'm equipped to deal with a disappointed Emmy. My guy can't say no to the puppy dog eyes. She'll probably give me those puppy dog eyes and I'll feel terrible at myself. Told you. We think alike, me and Hisao. Which reminds me, wasn't I supposed to be somewhere today? Hey, you're coming to my track meet on Sunday, right? What am I talking about? Of course you are, right? Those puppy dog eyes again. Of course I'm going. I owe you, right? Exactly, so don't forget, okay? Crap, Emmy's track meet. I better get a move on if I don't want to miss her running, since she is the only reason I'm even consider going. Otherwise, it would defeat the whole purpose of going. So I soon found myself quite suddenly surrounded by a crowd of people, all turning out to see our track team compete with another school like this one. I admit it, it's almost comforting to know we're not the only school like this. After you see that there can be two schools with a bunch of defective kids, well, you stop feeling so defective. You almost stop feeling unique, which in most cases would be a bad thing. But in this case, it sure as hell isn't. That's part of Yamako's appeal, I guess. Learn that you're not unique. Hell, learn there's a lot of others who would kill to be saddled with your problem instead of whatever they're dealing with. Some of the kids here aren't here because they're missing a leg or they have a heart condition. Some of them might be here because they're as good as dead in 2, maybe 3 years if they're lucky. That's only if they can get the right sort of care. It's a bitter sort of comfort to be able to say, well, at least I got a chance of being alive through college, but there it is. I brought out of my rather morbid mustings by the appearance of Ren near the entrance to the bleachers. You came. Of course, I said I would, didn't I? That doesn't necessarily imply that you had to follow through. Lots of people say things and don't mean them. Well, I don't. Ren shrugs, seemingly bored with our conversation. She turns on her heels and heads back towards the stands. I owe Emmy money now. Why's that? I didn't think you'd show up. Emmy did. So I owe her 500 yen. You two bet an awful lot, don't you? Another shrug from my armless companion. I don't think so. We entered the bleachers and Red nods upward. Up there. I came out to see if you could come. For the bet, I presume. Ren leads the way, and soon we settled down on an almost empty bleacher. There's an older woman sitting next to Ren, someone's mother, I assume. That, I bet, is Emmy's mother, because they got the same eyes. She's got rather long hair done up in a braid. Oh, seeing Ren, she gives her an overly friendly seeming grin. Well, this is surprising. I thought you went to get a snack, not a boy. Huh. Snack. I wonder why I was down there. The woman laughs again, in a way that seems familiar. Where have I seen her before? Well, I suppose you've always been one to go out for one thing and bring back another. But I'm being rude. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Miko Izabaki, Emmy's mom. Yep, I was right. Pleasure to meet you. Well, that explains it. She's like a toddler, older, and better endowed Emmy. Apart from her hair being a darker shade than Emmy's, there's really no mistake in the resemblance. Sorry, I'm Hisao Nakai. And really, you don't have to apologize for not introducing yourself, Miss Izabaki. That's really Ren's job in this situation, isn't it? Another laugh from Emmy's mother. I take it you've not known Ren for that long then. It's best not to expect her to remember something like that. She's got other things to think about, I assume. Ren nodded, seeming pleased by the statement. She's right. I was thinking about sunsets. You see, it's really up to us to make introductions and the like. For lack of any better response, I nod. Miss Izabaki leans back and little and on her seat and raises an eyebrow. So, how long have you and Ren been dating? My response consists of silence as my brain suddenly launches into gear, but just before I can begin to utter a hastily babbled explanation, Emmy's mom bursts into laughter again. Ha! You're a blusher, aren't you? I don't know if there's any way to keep my dignity in this situation, so I settled for mumble response. Maybe. So this must be a new romance then, mustn't it? Wait, that's not the question. Another laugh. I know, but it's funny to watch you squirm. I'm sorry. Forgive an old woman. Forgive an old woman her amusement. Old woman. She sure doesn't look that old to me. Clearly, Emmy gets her youthful features from her mother. I suppose I can let it go. How kind of you. It's starting. I direct my attention to the track where they're preparing for the first sprint. Looks like the 400-meter dash. My eyes scan the runners before finding Emmy. She's smiling with almost a cocky look on her face. The starter raises his pistol. She's freaking out. I think she was in my class. She got the devil eyes with the sharp teeth. She's just happy to be there, and she's trying to win. Emmy explodes off the block, disappearing from the starting line in a bar. It's amazing. Even as the other sprinters converge on the lanes closest to the inside lane, Emmy surges to the front of the pack. By the time she runs the final turn, some of the other runners have caught up with her. Their efforts came to naught, though, since the final burst of speed from Emmy leaves them at least a half-second behind. Miss Isurabaki whoops and shouts, applauding wildly and generally looking like any other parent cheering on their child. Emmy bounds off the track, licking pleased with herself. I cheer right along with the rest of them. The announcer, sounding suspiciously like Misha, gleefully gives the results. I think she's gotten faster since the last time. That was incredible. Miss Izurabaki grins proudly. Emmy's a heck of a runner. We fall silent as the next event is being prepared. I'm surprised to see Emmy strutting out onto the track again. Wait, didn't she just run? Emmy's mother nods. Yes, but she runs multiple events for the team, especially the sprints. It's a lot of running, but Emmy can handle it. From the looks of it, she's right. Emmy doesn't appear to be tired, as if she hadn't run the previous event at all. If not for the sweat visible on her shirt, you never know. Which event is this? It's the 200-meter dash. She would do this one, the 100-meter, and the relay. I see. Once again, the pistol sounds, and once again, Emmy flies off the block. Trumping sound draws my attention away from the race. It's Ren's foot. She seems completely absorbed in the race. Emmy mother cheers again, and I assume that the race is over. Sprints don't seem to me like they take very long to complete. Your foot. Your foot was bouncing on the bleachers. Oh. You seem pretty into this stuff. I'm surprised. Ren looks at me quizzically. What did I do? No reason. I just thought stuff like sports wouldn't interest you. I suppose you're right. It's not that interesting, but I'm watching Emmy, not the sport. I don't follow. Emmy's the most Emmy when she runs. You don't get to see Emmy at her Emmyest very often. But here, you can, see? She directs my attention towards the track where the 100-meter dash is about to begin. I watch Emmy closely. As she gets onto the starter blocks, her whole body seems to relax, but it's a false relaxation. I can see that she's actually like a coiled spring. As the starter tells everyone to get set, her head snaps up and her eyes narrow slightly. Her mouth curls upward in what could be a grin and could be a growl. When the pistol goes off, it's as if she's been unleashed from a cage, like she was almost moving at this blinding speed, but we couldn't see it happening until the starter pistol dispelled the illusion of motionless. It's all over in a few seconds, but in those few seconds, I feel like I just witnessed something very personal for Emmy. As soon as she crossed the finish line, the fierce look was replaced by her normal grin. The conquering general returning to his farm, to his field. Amazing. She's really amazing. I've never seen anyone move that fast. Well, don't look at me. I'm far too relaxed to run that fast. No, I think Emmy's prowess comes from her father's side. At the mention of Emmy's father, Miss Izabaki looks wistful, almost sad. He got her into running, you know. Yeah, she told me. I'm uncertain as to whether or not it would be rude of me to ask after Emmy's father, but after the look on her face, I feel compelled to ask. Where is her father now, if I might ask? Emmy's mother hesitated, clearly not willing to answer the question, but at the same time not wishing to appear rude. He isn't around anymore. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. Emmy just seems a little sad when she mentioned him earlier. That's not surprising, considering. They were very close. I see. She said were. So I assume that those two either got a divorce, and it was very messy, or he died. I assume from the car accident that the nurse brought up. It's one of the two. That's my bet. I see. A beeping noise suddenly emerges from Miss Izuwaki's pocket. Reaching into it, she pulls out a cell phone and looks at it. Honestly, text messages? What is he, 16? Oh, nothing. I gotta meet up with a friend of mine. Will you tell Emmy I'm very proud of her and that I'll call her later tonight? Of course. I admitted that I zoned out for a while. I almost didn't notice the relay is about to begin. But when I look, I can't find Emmy. I thought that Emmy would be running the relay. She runs the anchor. So she won't be running for a while yet. Ah. Did you see it? Huh? Emmy and her Emmy-is. Maybe. Maybe this time. The race begins. I cheer Emmy teammates along as they pass the baton. Finally, I see Emmy sprinting onto the track to take the final handoff. Once again, I'm taken aback by how graceful she looks when she runs. It really is beautiful. The look of determination and fearless on her face only adds to the picture. Emmy at her Emmy-is, I suppose. But then, as she crosses the finish line, I see her stumble slightly. It's only barely, but it's definitely a stumble. Rin inhales sharply and actually looks concerned for a second. Oh, Emmy, did she hurt herself, do you think? You noticed it too? It must be bad. She frowns as if deciding on the next course of action. Eventually, that proves to be too tiresome and she shrugs again. Well, let's go down. Gotta crown the victor. See if you can find a laurel branch. That's not gonna be easy. Rin shrugs. At least we tried. Well, we didn't really try at all. We didn't try really that hard. Well, we didn't really try all that hard. Or at all. But hey, whatever. Emmy is surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on the run. Rem seems to be waiting for Emmy to notice that she arrived. But yeah, I guess she can't exactly wave Emmy over. Then again, I'm not sure that Ren would do such a thing, even if she had arms. It doesn't seem her style to draw attention to herself, or to emote beyond struggling. Either way, I'm not willing to wait, so I wave to Emmy, who looks up and grins happily at me. Us. Hey, you showed up. Guess Ren owes me money, huh? We would have brought you a crown of laurels, but Hisao didn't find any. Hey, neither did you. It wasn't my job to look. When do we assign jobs? when I said, see if you can find a laurel branch? Try to keep up. I shrug. Guess Ren's rubbing off on me. Seems it's my fault, after all, Emmy. Emmy laughs at Ren and me. It's okay. I'm sure you'll make it up to me somehow. Sure. Good. So how did I look? I stopped myself from blurting out beautiful or amazing, and settled for the very substantial, safer, very impressive. Emmy seems pleased with this assessment. I didn't mention how much more impressive her performance is, given her lack of legs. I figured she already knows that. Besides, it seems like it would take away from her efforts somehow. Great to hear. I was worried that I looked a little slow on the relay, but I guess I did fine, huh? Actually, I noticed Ren kicks me and keeps me from finishing my sentence. What was that all about? He noticed it. At the end. That's no good. Guess the nurse will look at it for me later. There's a carelessness in her voice, as if it isn't a big deal. But I suddenly notice a slight twitch on her face. Likely she's trying to hide the fact that she's in pain. It's then that I notice her breathing is a little shallow too. I guess she really is hurt. She must notice my concerns because she skips up to me and gives me a friendly pat on the shoulder. Hey, you look a little worried. I'm fine, really. Just sore from all the running is all. And come on, a little pain isn't going to stop me. Oh no. Emmy grins. For a moment she looks like she did during her sprints, fierce and unconquerable. Or, to put it another way, really beautiful. Hasn't yet. Well then, I guess I shouldn't worry, huh? Damn right. Emmy Isabaki. Fastest thing on no legs. And I don't stop for anything. Impressive. Emmy giggles and then seems to remember something. Oh, before I forget, Rim and I are going to do something next Sunday as a post-track meet celebration. You should come along. Normally we'd do it the day after, but since the track meet was on Sunday, I got homework and classes and all that stuff to take care of. Plus our morning run, of course. Right, of course. Oh right, your mom wanted to say she's proud of you. She'll call you later tonight. I thought I saw her in the stands. I'm glad she made it. She used to be my dad who showed up to my meets, but Mom's done a pretty good job of taking over. She shivers slightly. I realize that she's still all sweaty. A breeze has started to blow too. I'm not as cold at all, and I got my jacket with me. So without a word, I throw it around her shoulders. Emmy jumps slightly and then grins at me. Hey, thanks. It's getting a little cold, I guess. Yeah, look like it. Just as I begin to wonder whether or not giving Emmy my jacket could be taken the wrong way, the boy in a track uniform approaches. Hey, Emmy, you're going to miss the medal ceremony. Oh, yeah, thanks. She turns to Ren and myself. You don't have to stick around for this part. It takes forever. Besides, you should get cracking on your homework now if you don't want to be up late, Sal. Morning runs tomorrow, don't forget. How could I? Good point. I mean, it's spending time with me after all. With this, she waves quickly and dashes off to receive her medals, or whatever they pass off as medals these days. Ren and I headed away from the track, Ren remaining deep in whatever thoughts she has for most of the walk back to her dorm. As I see her off, she speaks up. You're probably not getting the coat back, I think. I'm sure I get it back eventually. Interesting. Take it as it comes, huh? Very Emmy-ish. With this odd statement, she turns and heads into the building. Honestly, was it that big of a deal? Emmy was cold and, unless I'm mistaken, in pain. Giving her a solution to at least one of those problems seemed like an obvious reaction. Though I guess there was a chance I could lose my jacket if Emmy never remembers to return it. I guess Ren has a point. Still, I can't bring myself to much worry over the whole thing. After all, it's been getting warmer lately. I don't need a jacket. Odd. I think I used to be a little more responsible with my stuff. Emmy-ish. Huh. Maybe that's not really a bad thing. You haven't been forgetting to take your medicine, have you? I'm catching a little murmur. You should take it easy for a few days. The nurse's words hurt me far more than the exhaustion of the morning run ever could. Take it easy for a few days. I knew I should have kept quiet. I kept my eyes on the floor, feeling like a complete idiot. Of course, I haven't been remembering to take my medicine. I've been rushing out of my room to get to the track before Emmy. After the track meet a few days, I felt inspired. So I've been running warm-up laps in the morning before Emmy shows up. But then today, while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. It was only slightly, and it was only for a second, so I mentioned it to the nurse. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kept running and finished just fine, so really it couldn't have been that bad. Why do I feel like making excuses to the nurse? Moreover, why do I feel the need to justify continuing to run despite the pain? Really, it comes down to my unwillingness to concern Emmy, who seems concerned anyway. I'm not sure how she was able to tell there was anything wrong, but she claims I stumbled a little. She's the one who insisted I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying her at all. The nurse is shaking his head ruefully while Emmy paces outside the room. Miss Sal, I know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but if you don't want to find yourself in a lot of trouble, you're going to have to try harder. You can't afford to forget your pills, and you can't push yourself too hard. But if I don't push myself, how would I improve? I don't know where that came from. The nurse seems to have an idea. Now, where have I heard that before? He laughs and pats me on the shoulder. Ah, she's rubbing off on you, I guess. His expression changes and he's back in serious mode. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medication, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts to bother you. I prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on staff here. A bit of a lofty goal to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge. I hate to admit it, but I think he's right. I got to remember to take my medication. You're right, I'm sorry to worry you. Who's worried? You're a smart kid, right? I know you can be responsible, Sal. A situation like yours, you got to learn to be responsible fast. I know. His expression suddenly becomes devious. I suppose you're starting to enjoy your runs with Emmy then, huh? Yeah, they've really been helping me. I mean, until today, I was feeling a lot more healthy. Was it really impressive to see Emmy run? Did you see her at the track meet? She was incredible. The nurse nods, grinning all the while. That she was herself. I watched her first couple of races before I had some business to take care of, but she told me all about it. Kind of you to lend her your jacket, by the way. Huh? Oh yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I had honestly forgot all about it. I still haven't gotten it back. The nurse gets a smile that makes me feel like he just made a joke. Not to you, but Emmy certainly appreciated it. And I know she appreciates you running with her in the mornings. This one catches me off guard a little. Sure, she mentioned that it's easier to keep a schedule with an extra person, but I didn't think I was doing her a favor at all. I thought she was doing me the favor of helping me follow the doctor's orders. She tries harder when you're around. If there's someone else running with her, she's going to push herself more. And she tries even harder when you're around because, well, it's you. What the heck does that mean? Oh, you'd love to know, wouldn't you? He laughs in the style of an evil mouth. No, seriously, it's because you're her friend. If Ren ran with her, I'm sure she'll do the same. Well, probably. But that's not the point. The point is you're helping her, even if you don't know you are. And she's grateful for that, even if she never says it. What do you mean, even if she never says it? Emmy doesn't talk a lot about, but she and I known each other for long enough that I could read her most of the time. I'll admit it, I have no idea what he's talking about. Emmy always seems pretty talkative to me. I see. The nurse suddenly realizes that he's been rambling and stops talking, looking a little embarrassed. Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercises. Just walk the track instead of running for a few days. Let things calm down. And take your damn medicine. I laugh as I exit the office, bumping straight into Emmy. Whoops, sorry about that. Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Do you need to go to the hospital? Oh my gosh, it was my fault, wasn't it? I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person. The words poured front like a trimmer. She's really agitated. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. Gotta calm her down, but how the hell do I do that? I do the only thing I could think of. I give her a hug. Emmy tenses up slightly, so I pat her head in what I hope is a reassuring manner. Hey, settle down. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I can feel Emmy's body relax as I continue to assess her. I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me as if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch up with her hair. It smells like sweat, or how adrenaline should smell. There's a scent of activity, and a hint of strawberries from her shampoo as expected. I just need to remember to take my medicine, that's all. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. You sure? Her voice is muffled, mostly because at the moment her face is pressed into my chest. Yeah, I'm sure. I just need to take it a little easy for the next few days. It suddenly occurs to me how close the two of us are. It suddenly occurs to me how nice being this close feels. I can feel Emmy's heartbeat calming down, and I have to resist the urge to rest my chin on top of her head. Yeah, I can see that. Thank goodness. You really had me worried there, Huzzah. Emmy, you're going to come in anytime soon? Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupted? The two of us spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Emmy brushes her hair back nervously and laughs. Of course not. I'll see you later, okay? Oh, and Huzzah? Take your damn medicine. This last phrase is punctuated by a punch to the shoulder. Yeah, I remember. See you later. The nurse smiles again like he's in on some joke I don't know about and waves to me as I head for my room, feeling a burning in my chest. She didn't push back the hug or anything, and the nurse seems to imply that she's starting to like me a lot. I need a shower. A cold one, if the thoughts running through my head now are any indication. She was really soft. My pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallowed them without a second thought. I don't know why. I didn't think of waiting until after the rinse to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up or not at all. But no, they only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact time of day doesn't factor into it. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You expect someone to smell foul after a run. But for some reason, Emmy smelled right. That tinge of sweet sweat just seemed to fit her. I really need that shower. And I'm gonna end it right here. This seems like the perfect spot to end today's episode. This has been Visual Novel Gamer. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, tell me how your day is going, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.